Hello children, I am your Babu sir from It's My Science Cafe. Today I have come up with a very interesting lesson, that is a coordination compounds. In our previous videos, that is transition metals, I said that transition metals can form a coordination compounds. So now in this class we are going to discuss about the coordination compounds, how the coordination compounds will form, what are the coordination compounds and what is the history of coordination compound, how it is going to be nomenclature we are going to do, and how we are going to say that it's a coordination compounds, what are the things involved in the formation of coordination compounds. So without doing any delay, we will go into the lesson, that is coordination compound. So children, in the previous class we have discussed about the transition metals. So in that, during that time I said that transition metals can form coordination compounds. So same the coordination compounds we are going to study. So children's coordination compounds are special type of compounds which are formed between central metal atom. That central metal atom means it is a transition metal, children. Okay, we are using the transition metal by surrounding by the negative or neutral molecule, that is also called as a ligand. So regarding this we are going to discuss later. But what we have to understand, what is coordination compound? Coordination compounds are the special type of compounds which are formed by the reaction of transition metals with a neutral molecule or negative molecule, such as ligands you can say, that is called as a coordination compound. So before starting the coordination compound, children, we will first understand what are compounds. See children, how compounds will form. Two or more elements or two or more molecules combined together, they will form the compounds. These compounds are having two types, children. One is simple compounds. See, simple compound, and one more is additional compound, addition compound. So what will be there in the simple compound? Simple compound, you can take the example of NaCl, KCl. You can take the K2SO4. You can take this type of example. That means what? In these simple compounds, there will be only when they will dissociate into ions. If they are going to dissociate into ions, when we add them into water, when they are going to dissolve them in water, they will be dissociate into Na plus Cl minus. That means in the simple compounds, there will be only one cation, one anion will be there. Means one positive ion, one negative ion will be there. Hence it is called as simple compounds. Clear? So in the addition compounds, what it is going to form? Two or more simple compound combined together to form a double salt, a double compound you can say. Another one is there, that is our compound, that is coordination compound. Okay children, so we are going to study very important thing, that is coordination compound and double salt. By taking these two, and we can understand the coordination compound very well. Clear children? So without wasting the time, we'll start the double salt. So in the double salt, children, what it will be there? I already told, in the double salt, two or more simple salts combined together to form a double salt. For example, children, if I am taking K2SO4 and Al2SO4 thrice. Okay, so when we combine these two, what we are going to get? K2SO4 the Al2SO4 thrice. Clear children? So simply you should not write by like, if you cannot write like this, K2SO4 4, because here SO4 thrice is the SO4, one mole of SO4 here is there, 3 moles of SO4 here is there. So don't combine and don't write this. If you are writing like this, it will be converted into coordination compound. But here what it is there? So simply you are taking, for a double salt means what? You are taking a salt and sugar. Okay, you are mixing these two. Otherwise, salt and sand. How you are going to get salt and sand? You are going to get it will be simply mix. So double salt is a simple mixture. It is a mixture. Okay, so coordination compound is a compound. It is a compound. Double salt is just a mixture, and coordination compound is a compound. Okay, the difference we will discuss in the later. Okay, so now what you have to understand? See, this K2SO4 and Al2SO4 thrice, if combined together, they will form in this form. What hydrated, since it is a hydrated salt, you have to balance this with the water, so it will be forming like this. Clear, children? Now these double salts are obtained according to the law of chemical combination by the combination of two or more salt. Here we have taken two salts combined together. So what it is going to form when they combine together, their properties will be remain same. That means these original properties of K2SO4 and aluminum sulfate will be remain same. Why? Because here simply they have mixed together, they have not combined together. Chemically they have not combined, simply they have just mixed together, mix up only. Clear, children? So double salt, it is a formed by simply mixing two or more simple salts, compounds. So now children, double salts are completely dissociate. Like simple salts, double salts also completely dissociate. For example, K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice it is there. Okay, these double salt can completely dissociate in water. When they are dissolving in water, they will be completely dissociate into ions. Like this is one of the major difference between the coordination compound and double salt. Okay, so first you understand this K plus, here K is that's why, and what it is going to form, you are going to get aluminium 2Al3 plus, then plus SO4. How many SO4s are there? That all you can write SO4 minus. Like this, children, they will be producing ions. That means what? Double salts can completely ionize in water. Children, you have to understand, double salts can completely ionize in water. Clear? By knowing this, we can relate this thing with the coordination compound, and we can understand that what is the difference between the coordination compound and double salt. So moving to the coordination compound. So children, in coordination compound, what is there? See, coordination compound is surrounded, formed by one central metal atom will be there. This central metal atom is a transition metal. It is surrounded by the ligand. Ligand matlab neutral or negative ion. Neutral or negative ion. It is called as a ligand. See here, what it is going to form? This ligand will form a coordinate covalent bond. Actually, what it is going to form? See, ligand will donate an electron pair to metal. Okay, so the metal which is receiving an electron pair means what? It is a Lewis acid. So what is Lewis acid? Lewis acid means one who receive an electron. It is called as a Lewis acid. Okay, so what is the ligand here? Ligand means it is a Lewis basis. What is Lewis basis? Lewis base, it can donate a pair of electron. When it is donating a pair of electron, it will form a coordinate covalent bond. So from the ligand to metal, you are going to write like this. Clear? So coordination compound formed by coordinate covalent bond between metal and ligand. So now when you are talking about the Lewis base means ligand which is donating the electron pair to metal, what it is going to form? Coordination compound. So for simple understanding, we can write that when two or more simple salt compound which can combine together to form a one, they will form a coordination compounds. That coordination compounds with how it will be there? These coordination compounds will form a independent existence, and here new properties you are going to get. See, new properties when coordination compound will form, so you will get the new properties. In double salt I said there will be a same properties of whatever the compounds are combined together. Clear, children? So when we are talking about the coordination compound, in the coordination compound, what it will be there? There will be a new properties are going to form. From the existed compound. So whatever the compound you have taken, for example, you have taken KCN when it is added to the ferric cyanide. So that is FeCN3. For this you have added this KCN. Okay. So then what it is going to form? See, K, then cyanide, FeCN4. Okay. This type of compound it is going to form. So this compound is what? This compound is a complex compound. Okay. So otherwise you can take one more example. You can take one more example, that is you can have a reaction like this, K4, otherwise 4KCN plus FeCN2. You can take this ferrous cyanide, you can take. So what it is going to form? It will form a K4 FeCN6. Clear, children? Like this compound it is going to form. So in this compound, I already told the double salt is completely ionizable, but this compound will not completely ionizable. When you add water to this, when you dissolve this into the water, you will get the 4K plus FeCN6, this compound you are going to get. Okay, so this is a ionization sphere, you can say. It is also called as a ionization sphere, or you can say this a counter ion. So this one is a coordination, this FeCN6, this completely it is called as a coordination sphere, or inside it is called as a coordination entity. Clear, children? So now moving to the what are the difference between the double salt and coordination compound. So when we are talking about the difference between the double salt and coordination compound, see, in the coordination compound, okay, so first I will write the coordination compound. In the coordination compound, it is not ionizable. It is not dissociate into ions completely. Ions will be not formed completely when it is going to dissolve in water. Here, completely ionizable. Okay, the properties will be remain same here. Properties will be remain same. Here, new properties are going to obtain. Clear, children? In the double salt, if you take, they are stable in the solid form, but in the aqueous form, they will be not stable because they will be converted into ions. In the solution, solvents, in some solvents, it is not, in the aqueous solution, in the solvents, it is not stable. It will be converted into ions. Completely, it will convert into ions. But if you talk about the coordination compounds, it will be stable in the solid as well as in the aqueous solution. Okay, why it is solid? Because this will be not completely ionizable. Clear, children? Now we will understand difference between the double salt and coordination compound. Now we need to understand coordination compound briefly. Clear, children? So if you talk about the coordination compound, see, when the complex compound is formed between the if you are taking when nickel chloride reacting with the ammonia, then what it is going to form? It will form, children, nickel hexammonium chloride. Like it will form like this. Okay. So like this it will form. So here how many chlorine is there? Here 2 chlorines are there. So 2 chlorine means here Cl, 2 Cl minus will be there. Okay. So what is the valency of this nickel? That is plus 2. Clear? So when it will be dissociate into water, it will form Ni, NH3, 6 plus 2 Cl minus. Like this it will be converted into ions. See, this will be only ion coming in the ion form, but this will be not, this nickel NH3 will be not separately ionized. Okay, because here there is a coordination covalent bond will be there, so it will be not get ionized. Clear, children? So now at this stage, the species which present in the square bracket, this square bracket, it is called as a coordination entity. Coordination entity or complex entity, you can say, children. So now when we dissolve this in the water, what it is going to form? This nickel ammonia, this one will be not freely ionized. Hence it will come together as a coordination entity. Clear? So moving to the very important thing which will be discussed in the coordination compound, that is Werner's theory. See, children, Werner's theory explained about the complete structure of coordination compound, how the coordination compound form, why these coordination compounds are forming, on what basis we need to explain the coordination compound will be understood by the Werner's theory. So moving to the Werner's theory. So moving to the very important concept, that is Werner's theory, coordination complexes. Werner's theory of coordination complexes. Why we need to study this one? Children, here in the beginning, Werner's theory is due to the why it is started, because it is due to the questions arise why the other compounds combine with the stable compounds. Say for example, children, I have said already KCN. Okay, this KCN is already a stable one. If you take the K2SO4, this is also already a stable one. And I have taken, like if you are talking about this nickel chloride, this is also stable one. Why it is reacting with the ammonia and it is forming? Why it is forming the complex? Okay, like this it is forming. This complex it is forming. Why it is forming this complex? Okay, even though it is stable, why it is forming? For these all those things, there is a answer from the Werner's theory, because according to Werner's theory, he is explaining about the two important things, that is, one is primary valency and second one is secondary valency. So he is telling that every metal atom containing two valency, that is primary valency and secondary valency. Based on this, his theory was explained the coordination compounds. So what Werner said, he said that every metal atom having a two types of valency, one is a primary and second one is a secondary valency. See children, according to what base he said it is having a primary valency and secondary valency. What he did, Werner, he took two different compounds. For example, he took cobalt chloride and he forcefully mixed with the ammonia, and he studied the properties of this, and he have given many compounds. For example, when he combined this cobalt chloride with ammonia, he got this compound NH3 6Cl3. So this compound he got first. Okay children, then afterwards he did the one more compound, that is COCl3. Same reactants he have taken, like this only he have taken, and again he got another one different compound, that is NH3 5. Okay, so you have 5, so NH3 5Cl, and here you can take Cl2. So one more he have taken COCl3 plus 4 NH3, so he will be getting CONH3 4 Cl2, like Cl2 Cl. Okay, so like this he got a different compounds. Later what he did, he checked the valency of these compounds. Like this valency is already satisfied, but his question will be, by doing this one, what he understood? Yes, so this ammonia is satisfying one more valency, that is called as a secondary valency. This chloride is satisfying its primary valency, and this ammonia, what he taken, that will satisfy its secondary valency. So how you come to know that, see, this chlorine is satisfied its primary valency? For that what he did, he react this one with the AgNO3, that is silver chloride. He reacted this, whatever the compound he have prepared, that compound with the silver nitrate, that we will see now. So what he did, he took the cobalt, 1 mole of cobalt chloride with the cobalt chloride 6 ammonia, like this one he have converted into, means rearranged into like this, NH3 6Cl3. Okay, like this he formed. So now what he did, he react this with the silver nitrate. When he react this with the silver nitrate, this reaction with the silver nitrate, then what it is going to happen, this silver nitrate, how many silver chloride it is formed? 3 moles of silver chloride it is produced. So by this part he understood 1 mole of this compound is producing 3 moles of silver chloride, means here chlorine having 3 electrons, means 3 moles of chlorine, means here it will be minus will come. Otherwise you can write 3Cl minus. So if 3Cl minus is there, that means here what is the valency of this cobalt? That is plus 3. Clear? So I am talking about the primary valency. Secondary valency I will explain later. So one more compound you have taken, that is COCl NH3 5, then Cl2. Okay, so here what is the valency of this? Means primary valency of this he is going to get the plus 2. Why it is going to get? Here 2 moles, means if you take 1 mole of this and you react with the silver chloride, then how much it is going to get? How much he is going to get? He is going to get a 2 mole of AgCl, because here only Cl2 Cl is only present outside. So here what it is going to write? He is going to write 2Cl minus. So here he will be writing plus 2. Clear children? Based on this, what he understood, so different compounds are producing different secondary valency as well as primary valency. See, this secondary valency means this one, the number of negative or neutral molecules present and combined with the metal. So that is called as secondary valency. That I will explain you later. Clear? So this primary valency is satisfied by this one. Okay. So primary valency is of this cobalt will be this one. Clear? Now, based on this is he is called as a precipitation studies. Okay, based on this precipitation, that means precipitation means 1 mole of cobalt chloride of 6 ammonia you have taken and 3 moles of AgCl is precipitated. Here 2 mole of AgCl is precipitated. One more example, if you taking same, he will be taking, that is COCl2 NH3. I have written previously this one. So Cl will be there. So here only one Cl is present outside, so it can be precipitate only 1 mole of AgCl. That means 1 mole of this compound will be precipitating only 1 AgCl. So here 1 minus will come, and what will be the primary valency of the cobalt will be plus charge will come. Clear, children? So like this he understood. So here there will be one primary valency will be there, and one more it is there, that is a secondary valency. So based on this he started to give his theory. So one by one we will be studying that. So based on this precipitation studies and all those things, he stated, so all the coordination compounds in which the metal atom it is there in the coordination atom, in the coordination compound metal atoms is there, that metal atom exhibit 2 types of valency. One will be primary valency and second will be secondary valency. So here primary valency is there, that primary valency can ionizable, it can be ionizable. Okay, children. So for example, if you are writing the previous example only, CONH3 6Cl3. So this when you are going to dissociate by adding the water, then this only can convert it into ions. Okay, so only this primary valency can be in the ionizable form, but the secondary valency is not a non-ionizable. So secondary valency means what? This one inside the coordination entity. Clear, children? So this cobalt is surrounded by these 6 ammonia molecules. Okay, so this number which is there inside, that is called as a coordination number or secondary valency. Now primary valency means what? Primary valency means its oxidation number, oxidation state, oxidation number. But whereas this coordination number, secondary valency you can say. Secondary valency is satisfied by its coordination number. What is coordination number? So the number of molecule which are bound directly to the cobalt, metal, central metal atom. So for the central metal atom, previously I said either negative ion or neutral molecule can bond together to form a coordination valency. Clear, children? So now every metal has a fixed number of secondary valencies. Every metal has a fixed number of coordination number or secondary valency. Here we are in this lesson we are going to study +4 +6 coordination number for different metal we are going to study. So when you are talking about the primary valency is satisfied by only negative ions. It will be satisfied by only negative ions. But if you are talking about the secondary valency either it can be satisfied by negative ions or neutral molecules. So sometimes the coordination compound can have a primary valency also negative ion you can have, and sometimes it can have a like secondary valency also have a negative ions. Clear? So the secondary valencies are always directional, because it will be like if you are writing cobalt NH3 6, if you are writing here, it will be directional like this. So means it will be always in the towards the central metal atom. So due to that, what is going to happen? Secondary valency will be deciding its geometry. So that is also called as a coordination polyhedra. Like how it will be, like it will be in the tetrahedral structure or octahedral structure, square planar structure. So this will be decided by its coordination number, secondary valency. Secondary valency means if it is 4 is there, then when it is 4 is there, then it can be either square planar it will come, tetrahedral structure it is going to come. Clear? When it is coordination number 6 is there, it will be octahedral structure it is going to come. Clear, children? So based on this, what we are going to do? We are going to write the coordination compounds. Whatever the coordination compounds are there, that all will be satisfied by Werner's theory. So one example I will write and I will explain whatever the terms which we used in the coordination compounds. So let me have an example of coordination compound, that is K4FeCN6. Okay, this we are having now. Okay, children. So now here 4 is there. So this potassium is having a plus and here it will be 4 minus. 4 moles of potassium is there. When it is ionized, then it will be producing 4, here plus will be there, and here 4 minus is there. Clear, children? So now what are the terms which we are going to use? So children, first of all we can have to write this one is a central metal atom. It is a central metal atom. So second, if you are talking about this, it is a coordination sphere. You can say counter ion. It is called as a counter ion. It is a counter ion or ionization sphere. What is this? Ionization sphere. Clear, children? Now what is this? This full, it is called as a coordination entity. Coordination entity or complex entity. Coordination entity. Okay, so this bracket, what you can say, these brackets are called as a coordination sphere. What you can say? Coordination sphere. Why coordination sphere? Because inside coordination entities will be there. So now what is this CN? What is this CN? It is called as a ligand. It is called as a ligand. Okay, so now here you can see one more thing, that is this Fe is also called as a Lewis acid. Why Lewis acid? You can say because it is receiving an electrons from the cyanide to form a coordinate covalent bond, and this cyanide is donating an electron, then it is called as a Lewis base. Clear, children? So this was the today's explanation for the coordination compounds. So this is the very basic things which we are going to learn with the coordination compounds. So in the upcoming video I will explain about the coordination sphere, coordination entity, coordination number, ligands, and we are going to study about the types of ligands, etc. So till then you just have a brief basic knowledge about the coordination compounds. So just write down whatever the example I have given and practice it and read well. Clear, children? So meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.